What's up, guys? It's me, Owen. I am back with another video, and it is time for the final installment. Finally, after 4 long months, it's time for the final installment in the Road to Revenge saga. And I did this on purpose. I'll explain in a moment. But with that being said, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you do not miss out on future videos and streams. Summerslam predictions will be coming out tomorrow night after SmackDown. And also, the playlist to all the previous episodes in this saga will be linked in the description below. Go check them all out. With that being said, let's jump into this. So, this whole saga started basically, I believe, at Backlash last year, or right around there. And it's been going ever since, with an episode coming out around the same time of each premium live event since. The reason why I didn't do one after Backlash, Night of Champions and Money in the Bank is because I felt like between those, at least between two of them, they'd kind of be redundant. And I figured it would be best to just put them all in one video, encompassing everything that happens from the aftermath of WrestleMania 39 all the way up through Money in the Bank, where the winner of that match, the women's ladder match, that is, will be the one that faces Alexa at SummerSlam, essentially speaking, with everything on the line. We'll get into all that as the video goes along. So, for a quick refresher, WrestleMania 39 Night 1. The opener, Raw Women's title match between Rhea, the current champion. Again, you're going to have to watch the previous videos to understand how we got there. Rhea, Bianca, Liv, Mia Yim, and Candice LeRae. And in the end, Bianca finally gets her title back, beating the other four combatants and ending the match right before getting the title by putting Rhea through a ladder with the KOD and then retrieves the belt. In the main event of night one is Alexa versus Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's title. Charlotte, akin to Wyatt versus Cena, the Firefly Funhouse match, something similar along those lines, where Charlotte has to relive her past, specifically related to the championships that she's won and all the times that somebody else got screwed over because of her. And with Alexa commentating through everything, which leads to a match, of course, and Alexa gets the win with Becky and Bayley stomping on chairs on Charlotte's arms and Alexa wailing a chair on Charlotte's back. But that chair shot accidentally hit Sasha, who was behind her. We'll get to that momentarily. But Alexa pins Charlotte after one more Twisted Bliss, wins, declares that Charlotte will no longer be around as long as Alexa's champion. Then lights go out, lights come back up, Charlotte disappears. The four women are standing in the ring: Alexa, Becky, Bayley, and Sasha. And then lights go out again, lights come back up again. They've disappeared, or just lights go out and the show fades black ahead of night two. Now Sasha, because of the chair hit, has started to come back to her senses. And on the SmackDown after WrestleMania, Alexa had a celebration for herself for finally getting rid of Charlotte, and Sasha turns on her here, making the declaration that she finally woke up with a little bit of help from Alexa herself, and now she's going to slay Alexa at Backlash. Um, in the meantime, leading up to that, Alexa makes it clear to Sasha and to everybody else, if you challenge her, be prepared to lose and then prepare to say goodbye. Because what she had said about Charlotte at Mania applies now to everyone else. If you lose, gone. Temporarily, of course, but still. So it starts out periodically with Alexa mostly making trips down to NXT and taking out some of the lesser known women's talents down there. performance center talents and things like that at first. So you hear about those disappearances. Meanwhile, Becky and Bailey are tormenting Sasha, and Sasha's trying to get them to snap, and she's also trying to get Naomi to help her. Because I had Naomi come back at the Royal Rumble after Becky and Bailey had taken her out back at SummerSlam last year. Naomi's adamant about the fact that Sasha did kind of let Naomi get her ass kicked in the road up to and at SummerSlam 2022. But Sasha needs her. Naomi doesn't make any promises though. So during the match, and Sasha and Alexa, they always usually put on banger matches. Sasha goes into this match not 100% due to all the attacks on her. Both arms have been targeted by Becky and Bailey because Sasha's signature move is the bank statement submission finish. So if she can't like bend her arms without being in pain, she can't lock in the bank statement. And at one point, Becky goes to distract the ref late in the match. Bailey's on the outside. She attacks Sasha, who's on the outside, with Alexa down on the mat, and Sasha wants to go up top for the 5-star frog splash. A move done by her hero, Eddie Guerrero. And then Naomi pulls up and attacks Bailey from behind, whacks her with a chair. Bailey gets knocked down, and that's how Bailey starts coming back to her senses. But it's not enough. Alexa attacks Sasha, just wails on her, and then hits her with the DDT, and then hits her with the 5-star frog splash, pins Sasha, and then after, ref gets told to get out of the ring. Becky and Bailey are commanded to grab Naomi, which they do, even though Bailey is sort of back to being herself. She still complies for the time being. Grabs Naomi. Alexa then attacks Naomi, puts and stacks Naomi on top of Sasha. Alexa plants a foot on top of them. Lights go out, come back up, and Sasha and Naomi have disappeared. Alexa said it. She meant it. You face her, you lose, you're gone. And in Naomi's case, well, you tried to help, so you're gone too. But SmackDown after Backlash, Bailey turns on Alexa as Alexa's cutting a promo, and Bailey declares that she will do what Sasha could not do, and that's put an end to this monster that Alexa's become. And Alexa starts making a few more trips to NXT with these matches. She also starts going over to Raw, has a match or two on SmackDown. She's eliminating the competition because she knows once she's lost Sasha, Becky, and Bailey, she's all by herself again. But if she eliminates the competition, who's left to face her? So, as much as I don't want to do this match in Saudi, that's where Night of Champions is, and that's what we're going to do. It's another really, really good match. It's not a great match between the two of them. The focus for Alexa in this match is targeting targeting Bailey's leg that she had to have repaired from a torn ACL back in 2021. And at some point, Bailey gets Alexa down. She goes out to the outside to try and go for the elbow drop, which is her signature move. Becky attacks her on the outside, or she tries to, but Bailey dodges her and throws Becky into the ring post. Becky hits it, collapses, and groggily, Becky starts coming back to her senses because this was done on purpose. Because Sasha was the last to join, Bailey joined after Becky, and then Becky was first. So that happens. Alexa grabs Bailey, attacks her, hits her with the elbow drop, pin, win, gone. And then she commands Becky to get in the ring with her. Becky just walks around, holding her head. She does not enter the ring. She leaves. And Alexa cuts a scathing promo on SmackDown. Basically says, I already know what you're going to do, Becky. You're going to challenge me at Money in the Bank because now, just like the other two traitors, they woke you up. And it pisses me off. But I'm going to be so goddamn happy when I beat you again and send your ass to the same void that everybody else is in. And everybody else, if you don't make that Money in the Bank ladder match, all your asses are mine. I will eliminate every last one of you because I feed off you. My power feeds off of every single one of you who I send to that void. You make me stronger. And soon, you'll all be gone. And everybody that's got a title belt right now, Bianca, Albanessa, Tiffany, because yes, through NXT lineage and changes here and there, we still get to Tiffany Stratton being the NXT Women's Champion and Alba and Isla being the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions because they never do the title unification match. So that's null and void. They're still the champs. But Alexa addresses each and every one of them and says, once I'm done with everyone else after SummerSlam, you're all next. Be prepared. Now, at this point, I want to take a moment to pause. And I will say, Alexa and Becky will open Money in the Bank because Alexa wants to get that out of the way so she can watch the women's ladder match, which will be the main event. But there's somebody that I want to address who, at this point in time, we have not really seen much of it all throughout this story in the background. And yes, I focused on two main stories, which divulge into one main story by this point. But let's talk Shayna Baszler. In real life, she's set to face Ronda Rousey in an MMA rules match at SummerSlam this weekend. This video, by the way, is being filmed on August the 3rd, and it will go live on August the 3rd. But Shayna's facing her there. In this timeline, though, Shayna, at some point, 2022, disappears. She takes time off. Her parting her parting message from, I believe it would be SmackDown at that point in time would be she needs to go find herself because she has not felt that same hunger that she once had back in NXT. It's almost as if the main roster and the way she's been booked on the main roster stole it from her. And she wants to find it again. And she doesn't know how long she's going to be gone for. Well, also in this timeline, I don't have Ronda Rousey returning in the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble, therefore not challenging Charlotte. Well, actually, no. Scratch that, because that still happened. But I had Ronda go away after Backlash 2022. Let me correct myself. But in early 2023, or more so towards the spring, we start hearing from Shayna again. And as it turns out, she went to go train with Ronda. They're best friends. They both come from the same background. And Shayna knew there's only one person that can challenge her the way that she needs to be challenged. And that would be Ronda. So, qualifiers happen to get to Money in the Bank, both on the main roster and NXT. And after every qualifier, the winner gets the hell out of Dodge. The loser gets visited by Little Miss Bliss and then gone. So, four competitors from NXT, three from the main roster because nobody knows it. Because you're starting to see Shayna pop up again, but you don't know when she's going to be back. People speculate Money in the Bank, but I guess in this timeline, the dirt sheets are like, hey, we don't know. I mean, she may not want to come back with everything that's going on, but the four from NXT that will be in this match with all the champions watching from ringside and Alexa off to one side. The four NXT combatants: Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez, Saruka, who never gets injured in this timeline, and the fourth person, and this would be an interesting pick for me, but it's my pick, it's Katana Chance, otherwise known as Casey Catanzaro, because her and Kaden Carter would get visited by Alexa at some point. Katana escapes. It's a 2-on-1 match, but Kaden sacrifices herself to Alexa so that Katana can escape. Much to the fact that Katana didn't want that, but she's still here. And she gets entered into the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match to try and avenge her friend and everybody else. The three main roster stars who enter this match: Rhea Ripley, because of course she wants to get the Raw Women's title back. We'll figure. You have Shotzi, who Alexa's taking a look at every once in a while, but is not attacked her yet. And the third person, I mean, if you got Rhea there, you gotta have Liv Morgan. And she's survived to this point. So you have the 7 women, and then Shayna's music hits, and the roof goes off the arena. Ronda Rousey accompanies Shayna out to the ring. Shayna enters the match as the 8th entrant, and Ronda stands on the outside, watching and waiting as the match unfolds. Shayna goes on a rampage. She gets attacked at first, but once she's back on her feet, she goes after everybody because she wants that briefcase. Because if anybody's going to stop Alexa, it's going to be her. She's had experience with Alexa, not necessarily to this, power level per se. But Shayna's feuded with Alexa before. Remember, 2021? Just saying. Oh. Shayna goes after everybody. And the champions are watching on the outside. Everybody except for Alexa waiting in bated breath. Alexa just smiling, feeling confident that she's going to beat whoever wins. And in the end, Shayna, as everybody's, relatively speaking, is taking each other out, it's Rhea and Shotzi, or, yeah, we'll go with that. Actually, no. It's Rhea, Shotzi, and Cora climbing up ladders, all trying to get to the briefcase. Shayna runs up from behind, grabs Cora, puts her in the Kirifuda clutch. I might have pronounced that wrong. I apologize. Puts her in that, makes her pass out rather quickly. Then she grabs Shotzi. Same thing. Then she grabs Rhea, and Rhea fights her off. Shayna climbs up the ladder beside her as Rhea's trying to grab the briefcase, and Shayna jumps on Rhea's back. Rhea's holding onto the ladder. Shayna wraps herself around Rhea in the Kirifuda clutch, trying to make her pass out, and she does. And Rhea just slips down the ladder as Shayna holds on. And with Rhea out, with everybody out, she grabs the briefcase and wins the 2023 Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And then, afterward, Alexa, this actually pisses her off a little bit. Mostly because of the fact of that she does not like Ronda. Now, IRL, I don't know how that relationship is, but if we're talking in a kayfabe sense, considering what Ronda had done to Alexa, and Nia to an extent, also to Alexa, when they all feuded, when Alexa had won Money in the Bank, before, Alexa takes off after Ronda, blindsides her, knocks her out, throws her thing. Shayna's gotten out of the ring by this point. And Shayna knows she wants to grab Ronda, but Alexa's already in there. She piles all the bodies on top of each other, with Ronda's on top. She looks at Shayna and says, These women, gone. Lights go out, come back up. They're all gone. And then she looks at Shayna and says, "You're next." And Shayna does not hesitate. She says, "At SummerSlam, I will do to you what I just did to every woman in that match. You will be submitted, you will be defeated, you'll be destroyed once and for all. I'm not waiting. SummerSlam, you, me, that title, and you. I'm kicking your ass." So, the build to SummerSlam is all of the champions that are left, sans Alexa, are doing everything they can to protect Shayna, and not like Shayna needs it necessarily, but just in case, and to ensure that Shayna will be prepared for what's about to come. Because Alexa, her promos escalate, and to the point where on the final SmackDown before SummerSlam, she makes a declaration. When she beats, not if, when she beats Shayna, and once Shayna's gone, she's taking the titles from every women's champion in this company. With all of their titles, she make one title, the ultimate women's title. And then she's gonna take that title. And this would get Vince's gears grinding. I do not care. Fuck it. Alexa says, "I'll take this title and I'll go to AEW. Yeah, I know. I'm still under contract here, but I'll take this title over there, beat every single one of their stars in their women's division, and take all of their titles. Then I'll go to Impact and I'll defeat them. And hey, maybe I'll go to New Japan. Maybe I'll go somewhere else overseas. Maybe I'll travel all across the Indies. Every single opponent gone until there's no one left. And then the legends, all you that are retired, I'm coming after you next. I don't care how long it takes. I will eradicate all of you because there's only one that deserves to stand as the ultimate, definitive women's champion, the ruler of all women's divisions. Me, Alexa Bliss. And this gets other promotions talking, where you have women from other promotions cutting promos in their companies, telling Alexa, if you manage to make it out of SummerSlam alive, bring it on. We'll take your challenge and we'll beat you. But SummerSlam, Alexa versus Shayna. The other women's champions of WWE are in the crowd, kind of. They got one of those skyboxes. They're all watching from up there. But then it's revealed, and by the way, this will end up being the main event because, yes. And then it's revealed you have AEW's women's champions, ROH's women's champion, Impact's Knockouts division champion, the women's division. Women's champions from other promotions overseas watching via computers. Everybody's in attendance because the fate of everything lies on this match. If Alexa wins and Shayna's defeated, Alexa's going to go on a rampage across every single women's division that she can find and every single woman that stands in her way will be eradicated. But if Shayna wins, and depending on how she wins, Alexa could be put away for good. So the match begins. They stand in the center of the ring. Alexa slaps Shayna once, twice, laughs at her, and then goes to slap her a third time. Shayna grabs her arm, looks her dead in the eye, and says, "This ends tonight." And Shayna goes hog wild. Because, see, here's the thing Shayna, we know the monster that she can be from NXT. This is that monster on steroids, on top of adrenaline, on top of a desire to, one, finally win a singles title in WWE, which she was supposed to do at WrestleMania 36, but Vince fucked it up, but we're not here to talk about that right now. And two, to save every woman in wrestling. The ones that have been lost, the ones that could be next, everybody. To fight to save the WWE Women's Division and all other women's divisions across the world. And with that urgency, Shayna wastes no time. She beats the living hell out of Alexa. And Alexa's caught surprised. Because, yes, everybody that she has faced has challenged her to varying degrees. But arguably, nobody's been this ruthless. And it actually sows doubt in Alexa's mind that she could win. And Shayna notices that. The crowd notices that. But Alexa fights through it. And it looks like Alexa's gonna win at some point. Towards the end, Alexa, she's got Shayna down. She looks like she's gonna do it. All it takes is just one more twisted bliss. But first, the DDT. She has Shayna set up. But instead of the DDT, she decides to do something else. A tribute to her mentor, per se, Bray Wyatt. And she changes the hold to line Shayna up for Sister Abigail. But as she leans down to kiss her forehead, just like Bray did, Shayna grabs Alexa, wraps her arms around her. Get, they both fall to the mat. Shayna wraps her legs around Alexa as quickly and as tightly as possible. She has the Carefew clutch. Like, this is the Carefew clutch on steroids. That's how tight Shayna has it locked in. And she is not letting Alexa go. Alexa's arms are fucking pinned. Like, she cannot get out. And not only does Alexa get, you know, submitted, she gets passed the fuck out. Shayna defeats Alexa Bliss to win the SmackDown Women's title. And as the ref holds Shayna up, the lights in the arena, they all flicker. And then they all go out. And when they rise up again, all the women from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, the Performance Center, everybody is now standing around the ring. And they all applaud Shayna. Meanwhile, Alexa is the one that's disappeared. Now, what happens next? Well, the way I see it in my head is Alexa's gone for several months. She comes back late 2023, early 2024 or so, and she has no recollection of anything that has happened from the moment Bray Wyatt first attacked her all the way up until she got beat at SummerSlam. So she runs into Nikki Cross on Raw. Excuse me. Not realizing that Alexa is still technically a SmackDown superstar. She runs into Nikki Cross and Nikki's like, "Hey, you're finally back." And Alexa just kind of just looks at her. She's just like, "Where am I? What happened? I feel like I blacked out and I feel like I missed so much. Like there are people here who I don't recognize, and obviously, again, this is all kayfabe, but obviously, Alexa knows everybody. But in character, and this goes back to what had happened to Bianca when Alexa turned on, like turned on her, quote unquote, and beat her during the Survivor Series War Games match. Because when Bianca got a taste of that darkness, she lost herself. And when Alexa beat her, Bianca was then vulnerable. She had to refigure things out, not to the same extent as Alexa, but it was enough that Rhea could take advantage to get the title off her. In this same breath, Alexa does not fucking remember a goddamn thing from the last several years. Again, going all the way back to fucking 2020 and the moment Bray first attacked her. And Nikki tries to help her. Meanwhile, on SmackDown, Shayna, over time, has gotten more and more arrogant, and it almost seems as if the power that Alexa had when she passed out in that SummerSlam match somehow got transferred to Shayna. Not necessarily in the same way, but it's made Shayna more ruthless, unstoppable essentially, and people are getting knocked out, passed out in matches against her with reckless abandon. And people, now that Alexa's back, people look at her and like, you have to beat her. She beat you and took what you had, but it's now corrupted her. It's sort of a situation where like somebody creates something, but it becomes too much for them. It sort of like overrides them, and then somebody like stops it, but whatever that was got transferred to them, almost like a virus in a way. And then the original creator has to defeat what was created. So I would think, so the way this would go is Alexa, she kind of just shrugs it all off. Like she doesn't know, and she doesn't understand what people are talking about with the Bray thing, with her title run. Lily, nothing. And Alexa, she starts getting back into matches, but she's losing. And Alexa starts to wonder, can she still go? Like, obviously, she's still relatively young. Like, she's got plenty of time, but she's losing. She doesn't understand what's happened to her. Nobody can make her understand. Shayna even pays her a visit on Raw and realizes exactly what she did and kind of laughs at it. It's like, "Heh, I really did steal your power. No, never want it back. You know where to find me. Good luck, though. You're gonna need it." And I would think that eventually this would lead to Bray and Alexa finally reconnecting again. Because I have not had him involved in this story whatsoever. It's all been Alexa. But Alexa and Bray finally reunite, and through trial and error, the rest of 2024 is spent, or at least half of it, is spent getting Alexa back to a place where she remembers things. And eventually, it goes all the way back to SummerSlam one more time. This story started at SummerSlam officially when Alexa beat Charlotte in 2022. Everybody thought Shayna ended it in 2023, and in 2024, the final battle, darkness versus, you know, inherited darkness, Alexa versus Shayna in a match where they collide, and I guess almost in a cinematic kind of Marvel or DC universe or whatever kind of way, they 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 take each other out, and um and that darkness gets eliminated from both. And I think by mid 2024, I mean Alexa is pregnant IRL right now and has said that she's extended her contract. But like if we take that out of the equation, by mid 2024, one would say that by now Alexa could be prepared to move on from WWE, move into acting, having a family, all that. And with Shayna, she's finally gotten the title run that she wanted. That, maybe more than what people thought, but she finally got the title run that she deserved. And now she feels content and decides to retire, maybe go back to MMA, maybe start a family of her own, if she doesn't have one already, with child, of course, or something like that. So, with all that being said, I thank you all for watching. I know this is a longer video. It's meant to be. I thank you all for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the entire saga, and I'll catch you all tomorrow for SummerSlam predictions. In the meantime, peace.